So, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be amazed to know that we have someone here who was the first Indian woman crew member to circumnavigate the globe and a participant in the Ocean Globe Race 2023-24. Honored with prestigious award like a Tenzin Norgay National Adventure Award and a Nari Shakti Puraskar. She's passionate about inspiring future generations because she knows how to break the barriers. Are you all ready? Okay, so please, I again request you, let's give a standing ovation for Lieutenant Commander Payal Gupta.
Please sit, everyone. Firstly, thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. And good evening, everyone. As you all know my name, I'm Lieutenant Commander Payal. So I'm the girl who has sailed the world, and now today I'm going to change this line after going back because I think I should write the Indian girl who sailed the world. So that will be the next line I would write. Okay, before starting, I would like to show you a short video clip which will give you a gist of what I'm going to speak about today.
I was very scared of water. I hadn't seen the sea at all. So I just took one boat on my own and I thought that let me just see how it is. But soon after that, the boat capsized. The day actually I started sailing, I promised to myself that I will never count my miles.
A sailor is an artist whose medium is the wind.
I personally used to feel, what is it? It is craziness, yeah. But ocean sailing is peace.
You feel very, very small when you watch the vast expanse of the sea.
A big day for Indian Navy expedition.
6 gutsy women
To circumnavigate the globe, INS Tarini,
the all-woman crew,
and 1.3 billion people behind them.
There's no network connectivity. WhatsApp, the one image that you send, if it goes across, it's like you've hit a lottery. You don't know what is going to happen. Imagine there is a big wave, a 2-story or 3-story building coming from behind.
Tons and millions of tons of water will fall on top of you and you will be smashed.
big monster storm sitting over Central Pacific.
It is the strongest hurricane ever recorded.
We expect just total devastation. This hurricane is so strong,
With winds that could reach an extraordinary 200 miles an hour.
The boat is a machine after all. Anything can go wrong. Someone can fall off the boat. You can't find the person. Within a few seconds, the person will disappear. What will be 4 or 5 degrees centigrade? You may probably get hypothermia before drowning. You pick up the sailor, but he or she is dead by then.
The sea doesn't know your gender. It is not going to be merciful on you if you are female.
The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So it's all about preparation.
There, you're all by yourself.
Teamwork is actually very important.
Team is my strength.
These are the ones who can do it.
We are going as a team of 6. If we come back as a team, that's a win situation for us.
So, growing up in the small valley known as Dehradun, Uttarakhand, as a kid, I never thought that I'll be going around the world in a yacht and become a part of history. As you can see, I was not very sporty person. I was very terrified to go on stage. I was an introvert kid who would not speak to boys in the class. And changing and transforming myself, coming into university, I changed into a confident person and now standing in front of you, becoming an ocean adventurer. So that's a great deal of change which I got myself when I joined NCC, that is National Cadet Corps. So in NCC, my inspiration was Captain Sunena. For the first time when I went to a camp, I saw a women officer coming out of her gypsy wearing a Ray-Ban and olive greens. And at that point of time, I thought to myself and told myself that I want to become like her. I want to wear a uniform. And little did I know that at 18 years old, I have thought of that, and that was my dream. But dreams are not only seen during daytimes or night times, they had to be transformed into reality. So to transform that into reality, I almost took 3 years after completing my BTech. I started giving countless written examinations. I worked a lot on myself. I disciplined my routine, and I attempted 6 service selection board, and I failed 5 times and cleared my SSB in my 6th attempt, and joined Indian Navy as a sub-lieutenant and achieved my dream of becoming an officer. So, in 2013, when I joined in the Navy, there were no women which were sent on board or on board ships. So we were like mostly posted on board bases. And when I joined Navy, I always thought that I want to do something different and I want to explore oceans, because I saw the oceans for the first time when I went to the academy at the age of 23. So at that point of time, I decided in my first posting that I will learn sailing. So I started learning sailing in my first posting when I was 24 years old. And there is no age or bar to learn any new thing. That's what I think. So that's why I started then. And also in 2014, Navy released a signal saying that they need lady officers as volunteers to go around the world or to circumnavigate. So reading that word circumnavigation, the first thing I did is I Googled it, because I never knew that there is something like this which can happen. So it fascinated me, and I just gave away my name. I told my seniors that I want to participate in this thing and requested them to send my name. After that, the Navika Sagar Parikrama thing I got to know that this thing happened, and it was happening for a long time in Navy. So the history of the Sagar Parikrama started with this gentleman. So he is our mentor, Captain Donde. He did his first circumnavigation, and he became the first Indian to circumnavigate the world in 2009 and 10. So he went around the world, took 4 stops, and came back to India. The second gentleman is known as Commander Abhilash Tommy, also retired from Navy. So he did his solo circumnavigation non-stop. So he started from Mumbai and came back to Mumbai. So now Navy thought, what's next? What can we do more? So they planned, let's roll out the signal for women officers and see how many of them will volunteer. To their surprise, almost 300 to 400 women officers volunteered for this project. And out of them, 6 of us was chosen, because at that point of time, even the Navy was not confident enough that we will be able to do it or not. But we proved everyone wrong, or I would say we proved ourselves correct that we can do it. Because the boat, the ocean, the clouds, the waves, they don't know if it's a male or a female who is there on the boat. It's all our mindset, right? Right, kids? Okay. So the circumnavigation training happened for almost 3.5 years, because we have to prepare a lot. As we were starting from the scratch, we learned the theory for 6 months. We did the practicals for almost 3 years. We sailed around India. We sailed to Cape Town, to Rio de Janeiro, to Mauritius, to Cape Town again, and to test the capabilities of the new boat also. So in order to make you understand what the circumnavigation looked like and how you can do the circumnavigation, I will show you the map or a route. So it is a kind of visual treat for you. So the boat started from Goa and it came to western part of the Australia, which is known as Perth. So this was the leg 1, the first journey, and it took us 42 days to cross the Indian Ocean. The second leg started from Australia and we came to New Zealand. So here we are crossing the Great Australian Bight, also known as Tasman Sea, and we covered this distance almost in 20 days. Now you can see the largest ocean of the world, that is the Pacific Ocean. We took almost 48 days to cover this distance, and we started from New Zealand and covered it in 48 days after facing one big storm, and reached Falkland Islands, which is a very small island where the population is just 3,000 people and there are 1 million penguins. So you can see only penguins on that island. After that, after reaching this place, which is the southernmost, like I would say, space of the earth, and where the Antarctica trip starts, we started moving upward toward India, and this was our second last leg from Falkland Islands to Cape Town. This took us another 35 days. Again, we moved forward for our last leg, which was from Cape Town to back to India. But then we had some emergency in the middle of ocean, and we cannot take help in the middle of ocean. We have to go to land somewhere. So we went to Mauritius, took the help, repaired the boat. In 4 days, we again started our journey after the emergency stop and came back to India. So that's how we did the circumnavigation. So we started our journey on 10th September 2017, and the former defense minister flagged us off. So like every game, there is rule, maybe cricket, football. So even circumnavigation has certain rules. These are the rules of certain circumnavigation. The start and the finish port, that line, should be the same. So we started from Goa, we came back to Goa. Secondly, we cannot pass through any canals or strait. Can anyone name any canal or strait? The kids? Suez Canal? So we cannot pass through that, because if we go through that, it would be easy and it would not be known as circumnavigation. Thirdly, you have to cross all the imaginary lines going from North Pole to South Pole, known as longitudes. Fourthly, you have to cross the equator twice, coming from North Hemisphere to Southern Hemisphere, and then going back from Southern Hemisphere to North Hemisphere. One more important thing, that you have to cover a distance equivalent to the circumference of Earth. So the circumference of Earth is 21,600 nautical miles. Can anyone tell me what it is in kilometers? Okay, so 1 nautical mile is 1.8 kilometer. So it is approximately 40,000 kilometers. So that much distance you have to cover in order to go around the world. And also you have to go south of all the capes, that is Cape Lewin, Cape Horn and Cape of Good Hope. They are in Australia and South America and South Africa. So this yellow line shows you the first leg where you are starting from Goa and going toward Perth. So can anyone tell me why it is zigzag and not a straight line? Any of the students or the TED speakers want to answer? Why it is not a straight line? No, sir, that won't work. Yes. Not really. Yes. Something related to it? Yes. No. It is climate. Something related to climate. It is because of wind. Please clap for him. And maybe all of them. So we propel through wind. We are a sailboat. We don't have engines. Okay, we do have engines, but it is just to get inside the harbor and to come out of harbor. So in order to propel through wind, you need to have good winds. So we went to southeast in order to find good winds. Then we came down back to southwest because we have to go towards the destination. And then again we went southeast. So that's how we reached and completed our first leg. So first leg was not that easy, and I must tell you all that it's not a luxury yacht. It's a simple boat which has to be sturdy enough to go through the rough seas. So we had no ACs, we had no fans, we had no heaters on board, and because we have to carry all the tools, all the repair kits and the sails and the ration for all of us. So we were carrying reverse osmosis plant which went non-ops near the equator, and equator is known for its hot temperatures. The temperature goes up to 45 degrees because there is hardly any wind near equator. So the first picture shows you the 00000, which is the equator, and the second picture shows you how we collected rainwater, because when there is no water we cannot have much water. So we were just carrying 1 liter per person per day, because that was our emergency water we can contain in tanks. So every night we used to look out for clouds, and whenever we used to see a cloud passing by nearby and there is a rain shower, we'll take out all the buckets and utensils and open up the sails to carry, to basically fill it that water, and then warm it and use it for drinking and making our food. After crossing the first leg, we reached Australia, met all the Indians, Indian High Commission, did all the formal meetings and represented India on a national stage, because we were promoting also the Nari Shakti agenda of Government of India. So in the second leg, we were crossing the Great Australian Bight, which is known for its cold temperatures and also the rough weather, because now we were in 40-degree latitudes. So as you come down, the temperature keeps on decreasing. So coming from summers where it is 45 degrees to 0 degrees. Now here we have witnessed a very different phenomena during our sailing journey, which is known as Southern Lights, also known as Australis, also known as, yes, the Aurora Australis. So these Aurora Australis are the green light which you see in the sky, and which we never witnessed before this. Also, we saw beautiful marine life, and the journey was really smooth because we have seen the weather window, and we caught that weather window and waved through it. So, in our second leg, the Santa was on board, and Santa actually gave us a surprise, and also it was fun celebrating Christmas with Santa. Now comes the third leg. So this was the most difficult leg of the whole journey, because we were facing the bad storms in this ocean. So Pacific is basically known for its rough weather, because there is no landmass to control the winds and the waves. So once you are in Pacific Ocean, you have to go through storms. We were prepared for it, but we had never seen it in our life. And that too in the middle of ocean, where no one can come to save you, because you are near the Point Nemo, where the land is 2,700 kilometers away, all the 360 direction. The only closest thing to you is a spaceship, which is 400 kilometers on top of you. So you have to wait for weeks or maybe 10 days if something happens in the middle of ocean. So there, just before Cape Horn, I would say 600 nautical miles before the Cape Horn, we engaged in a really fierceful storm, where the wave height was almost equal to a 15-story building coming on top of you. The wind speed was 140 km per hour, 70 knots, and our wind instruments cannot measure above 60 knots. So we don't even know if it was 70 or it was 80. And the winds is gushing so hard that you cannot hear your person standing right next to you. And in that condition, you have to steer the boat, you have to be alive, you have to focus on steering the boat, and you cannot stand there more than 10 minutes because it's freezing, it's minus 10, and you feel like minus 20. And on top of that, you're wearing 10 layers of clothes and a rain gear, and you have to balance also. So it was fun ride. And this is a small snippet of that storm, which I can share with you. really don't remember what happened, but the thing that was told to me afterwards, I'll share that with you. So I was sitting on the nav desk. I just came inside the boat after steering the boat for half an hour. I was feeling very cold. And I was a junior most in the team, so I was lucky enough that all my seniors are trying to protect me every way. So all the other 5 seniors were like, you go inside, take some rest, we'll steer for you. And as I just sat down, there was a huge wave which came from the port side, that is from the left side of the boat, and it hit the boat, and we were almost 90-degree angle, and I hit the bulkhead, and I was unconscious for 10 minutes. I don't remember what happened there for 10 minutes, but I got to know that all my 3 seniors who were there steering the boat and trying to hold the boat steady, they were on the edge of the boats. Luckily, they were wearing all the tethers and they were safe, but they were hanging outside the boat. So everyone had to be pulled in, and one of them was inside. So she was trying to make me conscious. So such things happens because even for a second, if you're not looking at the wave, or you're not correcting, or you're not steering, anything can go wrong. So here, that's why we were trained for 3.5 years, because your training makes you perfect. So this is one of the pictures after the storm. After 48 hours, we were so happy, and we were trying to take pictures of whatever temperature we were focusing. And here we are wearing a lot of layers of clothes. And this is one of the greatest moments of my life, because there is a place on earth known as Cape Horn. It is the southernmost tip of South America. So only 8 Indians have crossed that Cape Horn from the south of Cape Horn on a yacht. And out of those 8 Indians, there are 6 women. And out of those 6 women, I am the one who is standing in front of you. And hoisting the national flag there was a great deal for me. So this is the point which is known as Cape Horn, here on your left side. After that, the journey was not bad. We saw one more storm. It was when we were anchored at Falkland Island. That was another nightmare, but I might share it later on with you and continue with the presentation. The crossing of Atlantic Ocean was another nightmare, because Atlantic can get rough and really wild, but we did not see much wind as compared to the storm. It was just 40 knots. And again, we started for the last leg towards India. So now in the last leg, there has to be some adventure, right? It cannot be like very smooth. So imagine a car without a steering. Can you give it a direction? Is it possible? No. So here what happened is, we lost our steering gears, and both the gears broke. And we had 2 choices. Either we can go towards India and take 40 days to reach there, or we take 4 days to reach Mauritius, rectify everything, and go towards India. So we did the second thing, and we could manage to rectify it in 4 days and go back towards India and reach India in next 20 days. And after this, we reached back Goa, and this is how we were welcomed by the family, friends, and everyone in the naval fraternity. So on 21st May 2080, we reached back India. So once that bug of ocean sailing or something adventurous bites you, it doesn't leave you. After circumnavigation in 2008, I kept doing sailing. I did more sailing because I used to love it, I used to enjoy it, and I trained my juniors who are now gone for circumnavigation. 2 of the women officers started their 4th circumnavigation as a duo. So they started on 2nd October, and they are right now in Indian Ocean circumnavigating the world. So I participated for another circumnavigation, but this was a race. Now we are racing with 14 other boats, and this was my team. I volunteered for this team in my last year of service in 2023. I went to Portugal, sailed from Portugal to UK, got selected as first Indian to participate in this race, and it is a race like 1970s. So you don't have any modern gadgets, you don't have internet, you don't have mobile phone, laptop, you don't have even the device to see your position, that is the latitude longitude. So you have to find out your latitude longitude by using an instrument known as sextant. You see the sun, moon or stars, calculate their height and use it in your formulas and mathematical calculations to find your latitude and longitude and to find your position. And that's how we circumnavigated the world with this team. So here I was about to do it twice, but then God had other plans. I got injured after half of my race and I had to leave the race in Cape Town. So I did it like 1.5 times. So after completion of this race, the 14 boats reached back UK, and out of those 14 boats, we were the only boat with all female crew, the 12 of us, and our boat came first. So that is another history again. Talking about my achievements, there are a few. I got Tenzing Norgay Award from President of India, former President of India, and got the chance to meet Prime Minister of India once, I think twice, and Nari Shakti Award from Ministry of Defence and Women Development. Got to participate in KBC, won some amount, donated that to Navy for a good cause. And there's a documentary which was made by National Geographic, and it was released on Hotstar, if I'm not wrong. So you can watch it. It is on the name of boat, that is Tarini. Yeah. I think that's it from my side. Any questions? No, please. No need to stand, please. I am really honored otherwise to be here. Thank you so much. Please sit. Please, please.